बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
हरि शरणं, 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 हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं,
हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि शरणं, हरि।
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर नाम है, हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा, बच्चा बच्चा राम है, बच्चा बच्चा राम है। चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर नाम है, तपोभूमि हर नाम है,
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है।
शरीर मंदिर सा पावन,
हर शरीर मंदिर सा पावन,
हर मानव उपकारी है,
हर मानव उपकारी है।
जहाँ सिंह बन गए खिलौने,
जहाँ सिंह बन गए खिलौने,
गाय जहाँ माँ प्यारी है,
गाय जहाँ माँ प्यारी है,
शंख बजाता,
जहाँ सवेरा शंख बजाता,
लोरी गाती शाम है,
लोरी गाती शाम है।
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
बच्चा
सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुर सुधारी, बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीना। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै, तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है, प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna to one and all present here for this Saturday's divine session. Let me bow down to all our gurus for imparting the immense wealth of knowledge and wisdom before the start of this session. Om Guru Pyo Namaha. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this special interpretation session of chapter 17. We are truly honored by your presence here today and thrilled to have you all share this momentous occasion with us. I, Sudha Pillai, as an anchor for today's session, my task is to guide you all to this session, making sure it is a memorable one for everyone involved. Prayer holds a profound meaning in our lives. It is a silent, personal connection with the divine. Let us all take a moment, shut our eyes, and bring ourselves to a calm and peaceful state. Let us forget about the hassles of life and focus on the tranquility within us. Let us invoke the blessings of Lord Sri Krishna. For Prarthana, I call upon Rupal N. Aitalji from Bengaluru, Karnataka. Didi is a lecturer. She is interested in music. She joined Geeta Pariwar from June 2021 and is giving seva as a co-trainer in L1 and L2 levels. I request Rupal Didi to please recite the prayer. Yes, Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you, Rupa Didi, for that soulful prayer. As we move forward, let us carry this serene state of mind and a grateful heart with us. Let us begin this session with these positive vibrations around us and within us. Now it is time for Viprajala. Just as light removes darkness, knowledge removes ignorance. As we stand on the brink of a remarkable spiritual journey, one that will embark upon together, filled with learning experience and enlightenment, it is traditional and symbolic to start such a journey with the lighting of a lamp. May I request Paushali Ghosh Didi from Bengaluru, Karnataka, to do the honors. Didi is working as a systems engineer, interested in crafts, writing, and exploring cuisines. She joined Geeta Pariwar from May 2021 and is giving multiple seva as a trainer at L4. She is an examiner, she is a DTP Pravartak and is leading the Bangla creative writing team and message translation team. Inviting Paushali Didi to do the Deep Prajwalan. Didi, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः
Thank you, Didi, for a beautiful and devotional Deep Prajalan. With the blessings of the resplendent flame of wisdom, let us move forward to commence our interpretation session of the 17th chapter with renewed zeal, optimism, and a quest for knowledge and truth. Before that, I would like to take this opportunity to make an important announcement. Please note, Geeta Sevi program is on the 30th June at 8:30 p.m. online. So requesting everyone to please join and motivate others also to join and give your divine seva and become a Geeta Sevi. More updated knowledge, information you'll find in your respective groups. Registration also has started for the new L1 batch, which will commence from 26th July. So a humble request to everyone to please spread this message so that more and more devotees can join in our spiritual journey. Now it is time for the most anticipated part of this session. Our speaker for the day is Geeta Vrati, Geeta Praveena Kavita ji Verma. She is the disciple of Param Pujya Swami Guru Govind Giridev Ji Maharaj. She has been with Geeta Pariwar from a very young age. She is the program coordinator of the Learngeeta program in Geeta Pariwar. She has a coveted degree of Advaita Vedanta Acharya from Chinmay Vishwa Vidyapeeth, Kochi. Didi is one of the youngest faculties, a multi-talented person with a very sweet voice, and she's a poetess also. It is indeed astonishing and very admirable to hear Didi recite Bhagavad Gita shlokas with so much clarity, affluence, and ease. We are indeed blessed to have such a gem amongst us who has all the qualities of a great leader. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome you, Kavita Didi, for the second half of the interpretation session of the 17th chapter, Shrattatraya Vibhaga Yoga. I would like to inform all the participants that you may please ask questions once the session is over. Please raise your hands only after the session is over. Over to you, Kavita Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण सदा शिव समारंभां व्यास शंकर मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्गीते Jai Shri Krishna. Once again, welcome to the 17th chapter, second part Vivation. Today we will see. So last time we have discussed about the three types of food. So 17th chapter, Shraddha Traya Vibhag Yoga. When we are talking about the 17th chapter, this is like a mirror of a person. So if we want to evaluate ourselves, where we are, in Geeta Pariwar, Swamiji has given us this statement, the mission statement, Geeta Padhe, Padhaye, Jeevan Vilaye. Read Geeta, teach Geeta, and live Geeta. Now, when it comes to the live Geeta, how do we know how much Geeta we have already in our life? How much we are following? To know this thing, we have 17th chapter. Bhagwan is giving different parameters. We have two ways of seeing these sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, yajna, dan, tapa, kriya. All these activities we can see with two ways. One, to evaluate ourselves. If we are liking the sattvic food which is described in the chapter, that means we are sattvic. If the yajna described that is yajna, that is tamasic or rajasic, and we are doing that, that means we are tamasic or rajasic at that time. So we can evaluate ourselves. Also, we can see in another way that if we want to bring sattvikta in our life, if we want to bring rajogud or tamogud in our life, then we have to follow those things. So if we are eating sattvic food, then slowly we will become sattvic. But if we are eating rajasic or tamasic food, that definitely we are going to become rajasic and tamasic. So the 17th chapter is very much practical. When we talk about the practical of Bhagavad Gita, what is the practical of Bhagavad Gita? How can we start applying Bhagavad Gita? So we can say the 17th chapter can be the starting point of applying Bhagavad Gita in our life. because even 12th chapter is very easy, but it is easy to understand and it is short. But 17th chapter is again very easy, but the last part is little tough. But still the first part, the middle part is very much practical. So whenever we have this question like from where we can start applying Bhagavad Gita in our life, that can be the 17th chapter, because it starts with the food. It starts with the daily life, whatever we are speaking, whatever we are doing, the dan, yajna, all the things are described here. And not dan, yajna, tap, all these are the upalakshan. Upalakshan means we are taking the one thing from the group and we are describing that thing, and that thing is representative of entire group. So like we if we want to study about the some tree, then we are not doing a study of every tree. We are taking some representative tree, and that sample we are studying, and then based on that sample we are deciding for others also. Similarly, the yajna, dan, tapa, these are one or two examples Bhagwan is giving from our daily life, but we have to apply the same formula to everywhere. So in our life, whenever we are speaking, we are doing everything. Pashyan, Shranman, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Sopan, Shwasan. Whatever kriya we are doing, we should apply these sutras, Satvik, Rajasic, and Tamasic. We should try to find out what is Rajasic, what is Tamasic, what is Satvik, and slowly we will understand what are these things. Because after 17th chapter we have 14th chapter also in Bhagavad Gita, and 14th chapter is the complete mechanism of these three gunas, Satvik, Rajasic, Tamasic. The name of 14th chapter itself is Gunatraya Vibhagyo. So there Bhagwan will describe everything with the subtle detail of Satvik, Rajasic, Tamasic, with all the things. So today we will start with the 11th shloka. Aphala kankshibhir yagyo vidhidrishto ya ijjate yashtavyameveti manas samadhaya sasatvikaha. First he speaks about the satvik yagya. So last time he had in previous shlokas Bhagwan has told about the food, satvik and rajasic and tamasic food. Now he will tell about the yajna, satvik, rajasic, and tamasic yajna. So Bhagwan has already told about the different types of yajna in Bhagavad Gita. We have Panch Maha Yajna, so Bhut Yajna, Pitra Yajna, Dev Yajna. So these are the Panch Maha Yajna. We all are familiar with those yajna. So like if some guest is coming, then we have Atithi Yajna, or so Atithi Yajna is also there. How we can treat our guest, how we should treat our guest, so that those things are covered in Atithi Yajna. And the Bhut Yajna, the we are studying, we are doing Swadhyay, that is Brahma Yajna, Bhut Yajna, and all these 5 Mahayajna. Then we have 12 types of Yajna described in 4th chapter. Dravya Yajna, Tapo Yajna, Jnana Yajna, Tatha Pare, Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna, Yataya Samshitavrataha. All those Yajnas are described in 4th chapter. We will see all these types of Yajna in next levels. So Bhagwan here what he is giving the basic concept of yajna. Basic yajna, how we should perform. So the basic yajna word, if ever the word comes yajna, we have in our mind we have this, that there is a fire samidha, and we are putting something into the fire, that home or the havan is coming in our mind. So Bhagwan is talking about that havan only. So whatever puja rituals we are doing at our home with Panditji, with all the things, with all the formalities, then that is called yajna here. So Bhagwan is telling aphala kankshibhir yajyo, so yajna. And the other yajnas can also be covered here with the yajna word. But basically Bhagwan is giving what kind of yajna we should perform. Or if you are performing yajna like this, then you are satvik or rajasic or tamasic. So Bhagwan is giving the characteristic or some main points of yajna, how we should perform. So what he is telling about the satvik yajna, Aphalakankshibhiryagyo vidhidrishto ya ijyate aphalakankshibhi. You have no akanksha, no expectation of phala, result. So you are performing some yagya, but you don't want anything in return. We know different types of yagya in described in Mahabharata also, in Ramayana also. So in Mahabharata we have Drupad, the father of Draupadi is Drupad. He performed one yagya. He performed yag to get a son who can kill Dronacharya. Now he performed this kind of yagya. He got the rishi, and with him Guruji, he just performed this yagya, and he got the son also, Drishtadyumna, and later in Mahabharata we know the story. Drishtadyumna killed Dronacharya. So that yagya is tamasic yagya because he has some akanksha of phala. Phala akanksha is there. He wants something in return. But here Bhagwan is saying, aphalakankshi bhir yagya. You are doing yagya because this is your duty. In 18th chapter, Bhagwan told Yagya Dan Tapak Karma. Yagya Dan Tapak Karma na Tyajyam Karyamevatar. So Yagya, Dan and Tap, these three karmas, we should never renounce. We can never do the tyag of these three karma. Because as a householder also, we have to fulfill all the needs of all other people. So we have four ashramas. Householders are there. Before that, brahmacharya. So the students who are studying, they cannot earn money. Then the householders only who earn money. Then we have vanaprastha. Vanaprastha, the people go to the jungle, or they are doing their tapas or doing dharma. They are not doing earth, but they are only committed to the dharma. And then we have sannyas ashram, the fourth ashram. Person enters in the sannyas ashram. So there they are only trying to get the moksha. So dharma, artha, kam, moksha. Similarly, brahmacharya we have. Then grahastha and vanprastha and sannyas. Now only the grahastha ashram, the householders can fulfill the need of all other ashramis. The people who are living in other ashramas, the only need who can fulfill the need is householder. So now as a householder, we can never renounce these three types of karma: yagya, dan, and tap. If some brahmachari is coming to your house, then you must have to give, you should give a dan to the brahmachari. And yagya dan, similarly yagya and tapa. So tapas also, we have different types of tapas. We will see in detail. So these things we have to perform. Yashtavyami vidhidrishto ya ijjate, and vidhidrishto. How it is described in the vidhi. What is vidhi? So description provided by the Vedas or provided by the scriptures is called vidhi. Now if whatever described the yagya, we have different types of yagya described in the scriptures. Now if some yagya is described to do like this, but we are not performing with the vidhi, we are following with our comfort, then the yagya will not be considered as sattvic yagya. If we want to do sattvic yagya, if we want to perform sattvic yagya, we have to take care that we are following all the vidhi ordinance of the shastras. Yashtavyameveti manaha. And while performing the yagya, we should have this feeling that this is my responsibility, this is my kartavya, this is my duty. I'm not doing this thing for someone else, but I'm doing for myself. So whatever things are happening with us, we are only the responsible for that. In Geeta Pariwar also, if you see, there are many sevis. We have 12,000 plus sevis who are working daily, and they are not getting anything in return. Even nobody appreciates them, nobody admires them, but still they are doing. Why they are doing? Because they think that this is my duty. Why this is their duty? Why it is not the duty of other people? Because they have taken this responsibility as a sadhana. And sadhana is, whenever we are talking about the sadhana, we are doing for ourselves. Sadhana cannot be done for anyone else. If we are doing sadhana, that means we are doing for ourselves. So so they also have this thing in their mind that this work is mine, and I am doing for myself. I'm not doing for Geeta Pariwar. I'm not doing for Swamiji. I'm not doing for anyone. This is just done by me, for me, not for anyone else. So that is the feeling we should have whenever we are performing yajna. Yashtavyameveti manas samadhaya sa satvikah. And this kind of yajna is called satvik yajna. Then we have abhisandhaya tu phalam dambharthamapi chaiva yat इज्यते भरत श्रेष्ठ tam yagyam vidhi rajasam. Abhisandhaya tu phalam. When we have the result in our mind and then we start performing some yajna, that is your rajasic yajna. So tamasic was aphalakankshi yajna, and abhisandhaya tu phalam is called rajasic yajna. Whenever there is attachment with the result, with the consequence, then it becomes the rajasic. Dambhartham api chaivaya. Dambh. What is dambh? So dambh is hypocrisy. We are not in reality, but we are showing that we are like this. So dharmat bhajitvam dambhatvam, in 16th chapter, Shankaracharya explained. That means we are taking the dhwaja of dharma. We are taking the dhwaja in our hand. We are speaking very sweet words, but inside there are so many dvesh, hatred feeling for others. We are having so many evil feelings inside us, but externally we are showing that we are very dharmic, we are very good person. So that is called dambh. So if we are performing some yajna to showcase in front of public, to just show the public that I am doing yajna, I am very dharmic person, and if we are doing with this view, that is your rajasic yajna. And whenever you are performing Rajasic Yajna, you will get the fruit, you will get the result, because you are doing something for something else, you will get the fruit, the result you will get. But the main thing which you will not get is called purification of mind. So the Yajna, Dan and Tap, when Bhagavad Gita says, when Bhagwan Shri Krishna says that you should perform Yajna, Dan, Tap, he is saying before for to get the purification of mind. But if we are not getting that purification of mind because you are just performing some worldly pleasure, then it will not work. You will get the worldly pleasure in return, but that is momentary, and after some time it will destroy, and again you will come to that stage only. So yajnadan, so abhisandhaya tu phalam dambharthamapi chaiva yat Ijyate Bharata Shrestha Tam Yagyam Vidhi Rajasam. So this kind of yajna, whenever it is performed, is called Rajasic yajna. Vidhihinam asrishtannam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. Vidhihinam asrishtannam. We have seen in first shloka Vidhi drishto yajyate, with the ordinance of Shastra. So just opposite to the Sattvic one, this is the Tamasic yajna. When we are not seeing the vidhi hinam, we are not seeing the ordinance of the Shastras. Whatever comes in our mind, we are starting and we are doing the karma. So vidhihinam asishtannam mantrahinam adakshinam, and even not proper, all the mantras are not properly recited by the Purohit also. So sometimes the Purohit come to our yajna and they perform some yajna, and at the end what we do, we start fighting with them for the money, for the things. So Bhagavan is saying mantrahinam adakshinam. We are not giving proper dakshina to the Purohit. So that is also wrong. If we are not doing proper, so whatever we have fixed before, we stick to that point, that if I have promised that I will give this much money, this much amount to you, then we should be stick to that point. But sometimes we do not do that. So that is your tamasic yajna. Adakshinam without dakshina or less dakshina. So whatever Purohit wanted, we are doing less dakshina. So that is also adakshinam. Mantrahinam adakshinam. Shraddha virahitam yajnam. Shraddha virahitam. And we don't have faith. We are just doing because our mother is saying, or this is our tradition, this is the parampara, it's coming, so we are just performing. We don't have any faith in the yajna, then also this yajna will not work. So Shraddha Virahitam Yajnam Tamasam Parichakshate, and this will be called as Tamasic Yajna. Then now Bhagwan will tell about the three types of tapa. Now he will tell indirectly, he is going to tell about the 9 types of tapa. So 3 types of tapa at the level of sharir, body, at the level of speech, at the level of mind. He will tell about the 3 types of tapas, and also at the level of sharir, the body, you have 3 types of yajna, the tapa. Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Then for mind also you have Sattvic Manastapa, Rajasic Manastapa, and Tamasic Manastapa. And then you have Manastapa, and then you have Sharir and mind. Sharir, mind, and Vani, Vak, speech. So at the level of speech also you will have 3 categories: Sattvic speech, Rajasic speech, and Tamasic speech. So first we will start with the Sharirik Tapa. Whatever tapas we can do with our body, at the level of body we should do. So Deva Dvijaguru Pragya Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharya Mahimsa Cha Shariran Tapa Uchyate. Deva Dvijaguru Pragya. Here he is using word Dev. Dev, all the deities, Indra, Varun, all these Agni, Surya, all these deities are the Dev. And then Dvija. Dvija is Brahman. Here Dvija word is used for the Brahman. Why it is called Dvija? Because they have 2 births. It is considered that they have 2 times. They born 2 times. Once they are getting birth from the mother, and another when they have Upanayan Sanskar. It is called that this is the rebirth of the person when they have Upanayan Sanskar, and that is very important. So in Shodash Sanskar we have Upanayan Sanskar also. So at the time of Upanayan Sanskar, they are taking rebirth. So that's why they are 2 times they are Jayate. So that means 2 times they are getting birth. So they are called Dvija. Deva Dvija. So to the Brahman also we should worship, or we should do the pujanam. Deva Dvija Guru Pragya and Guru. So whatever teachers we have, so we should always worship our Guru and Pragya. Now Pragya is the intelligent people, the scholar people around us. Now Brahman and Pragya, these two are different categories. Sometimes we think that only the Brahmins can be Pragya, but Shudra and other people like Vaishya or Kshatriya, they cannot be Pragya, but this is not the thing. So here Bhagwan Shri Krishna is clearly telling Brahman is another category, and Pragya can be anyone. Pragya can like Vidur also. Vidur, he was also Pragya, he was Shudra, and then Sanjaya, he was also Pragya, he was also not Brahman. So Pragya or intelligent or the scholar thing can be attained by anyone. It is not necessary that you should be Brahman to get all the knowledge of the higher things. So you can get the knowledge, you can be the Pragya even if you are not the Brahman. So Deva Dvija Guru Pragya. So all these Dev, Dvij, Guru, Pragya, we should worship all these 4 categories. And then Shauchama, this is the tapa at the level of body, because whenever we are worshipping, we are using our body. And Shaucham Arjavam. Shaucham means the purity, the internal purity and the external purity. External, so sometimes people think we are doing all the worships or all the things, Bhagwan is accepting our bhav. So if you have good feeling, then Bhagwan will accept your whatever anushthan you are doing. So what is the need of external purity? Without snan also you can go to the temple and you can do the puja. People can think, but in the beginning it is necessary. The time, till the time your body needs food, till the time your body needs water, till the time your body needs air, wind, that time, till that time you have to follow all these rules. Your body needs everything, so these rules are also required for your body. So we should not think that the external purity is not at all important. It is very important in the beginning. So as a seeker, as a sadhak, the external purity is very much important. And from the Vedic time only, if you read Mahabharata, if you read Ramayana, you see the stories. So every time they mention after Snanam, they went there. So in the river of Ganga, they took bath, and all these things are mentioned every time. So whenever there is any anushthan, any puja, any ritual, they take care of the external purity. So we should also always be vigilant to maintain the external purity, and also the internal purity. Sometimes people are only concentrated on external purity, but internally, if you are doing snanam, you are doing rituals, you are doing anushtanam, but inside your mind there are different things happening. There are running so many thoughts about your neighbors, about your relatives, about your friends, and you are thinking so many things about them, and you are doing puja, you are reading Bhagavad-Gītā, you are chanting Panchadashodhyaya Urdhva Moolam Adhashtakam, and inside your mind there is something else. Then this ritual, this type of anusthana will not work. So internal purity is very much important. But see, the internal purity is not easy. We want not to think about all these things, but still the things are coming in our mind automatically. We cannot even control for a second our mind. It is very much tough to control our mind. Even Arjuna is also accepting in 6th chapter. He says it is Vayo Rivasa Dushkaram. Controlling mind is like a controlling wind. I cannot control wind, so I cannot control my mind. So it is very tough to control these thoughts, to control our mind, to control our sense organs. But Bhagwan, later in the 6th chapter only, he gives the answer, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chagrayate. You cannot control, I understand. But with the practice and with the vairagya, slowly you get the detachment. Asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. In 4th shloka of 15th chapter also, Bhagwan is mentioning Asanga. Asanga means the vairagya only. So with the vairagya and with the practice, so vairagya is very important. What is Vairagya? So Vairagya will also not come easily. It is also very tough. If you like something very much, if you like some sweet, how can you start getting Vairagya from that? So it will come only with the practice. So Abhyas, first he mentions Abhyasena and then he says Vairagyena. So first you should try to do practice. He is telling to us that we should try to do the practice, and then we should get slowly the vairagya, and then only we can get free from all these mundane things. So deva dvijaguru pragya pujanam shaucham arjavam, and brahmacharya. Arjava means the vijita, the saralta. We are internally whatever we are thinking, we are as it is externally. Some people, they say something else and they do something else and they think something else. So you cannot define what their actions, or you cannot define their mental position with their actions. Some people, if they are doing something, you understand because they are doing whatever it is in their mind. But some people, they have different mind and different action. So this is not right according to the Bhagavad Gita. People think this is the smartness. We are very clever, so we can do that. But this is not the smartness. Even if it is the smartness, also it is not good as a sadhak, as a seeker. It is not good. Saralta is very much important. It is required. We know the story of Jar Bharat. So he got the knowledge of supreme element. He knows everything, but still he became jad. He became jad because he did not want to interact with the worldly things, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. He was beyond to these three gunas. Now if he will again start interacting with the things, then he will again get into this. So he became jad bharat. Jad bharat, he was silent. Even people will say so many wrong things to him, he will not respond. He will not respond anything. So that stage he got. But we are not getting that stage, but still we should try to be busy in our life. We should not try to get indulged with all the things around us. We should only get indulged with the things which are useful to us, which are useful in our sadhana, which are useful in the success of our physical life. That's why the busy life is very good life, it is called. So Deva Shaucham Arjavam, and then Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha, Brahmacharyam and Ahimsa. Brahmacharya doesn't mean Brahmacharya, this Brahmani Charati iti Brahmacharyam. So who is thinking about the supreme element always? That is the Brahmacharya. So if we are doing the palan of Brahmacharya, that means we should always think about the sadhana, we should always think about the sattvic things. But brahmacharya at the same time doesn't mean that suppress your indriya. We should not suppress. Abhyas we should do, practice we should do. But some people like now it is Ekadashi maybe. So if it is Ekadashi, I will not take water, I will not do anything. But if you are beginner and this is your body is not ready for that, then you cannot suppress your body, you cannot suppress your indriya. You should slowly try, one by one. In some months, maybe you can reach to that stage, but not today. So it is not easy, or it is not required to do all the sadhana in one day. We should try to do slowly, slowly, one by one. So brahmacharya, ahimsa, and ahimsa. Ahimsa also at the three stage. We should not even think about the wrong things about the people. So sometimes we are not doing hinsa, we are not fighting physically, but we are fighting at the level of speech. And maybe we are not speaking anything, but still we are fighting in our mind. So people don't speak much, but they have so many things in their mind, and they are day and night they are just thinking about those things. If I could also say this, I could also say this. They have these arguments all running in their mind. They don't say, but still they have in their mind. So that in our mind also there should be no argument. There should be no evil things for the people. So brahmacharya, ahimsa cha, shariran tapa uchyate. These are the tapas at the level of body. And then speech. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vagmayam tapa uchyate. Anudvegakaram vakyam. So the people should not get agitated by our speech. We have to make sure. Anudvegakaram vakyam. Satyam priyahitam chayat. And that should be truth. You speak truth, and that should be priya also. If you are speaking some truth which is not priya, if I don't like to listen the truth about me, there is some truth which I don't want to listen. But if you will say me, if you will tell me, then I will be angry. I will not think good for you. I will not have good feel for you. So there will be a fight again. So we should always speak truth which is lovable for the people. And then priya hitam, and that should be hitam also, kalyankari also. It should be beneficial to the person also. So you should also not speak lie to someone which is not beneficial. So we have to maintain these 3 points, that satya, we should speak truth, and this should also be the priya, and then it should also be hitakarak, the beneficial also. And then swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva, and swadhyay. Whenever we are reading Gita, we are trying to by heart Bhagavad Gita, that is also your swadhyay. We are reading scriptures, that is swadhyay. Even not only the by hearting, if we are understanding the thing, that is also your swadhyay. Swadhyaya, abhyasanam and abhyasanam. So you are doing the things again and again. Abhyas, that is also your vangmaya tapa. Vangmayan tapa uchyate, the tapa at the level of speech. Then manah prasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhi tat tapo manasamuchyate. Manah prasada, very important point in Bhagavad Gita. We have this point, manah prasada. Swamiji says if someone is really reading Gita, teaching Gita, and living Gita, that person would be always happy. So your happiness decide how much Gita you have in your life, you are following. If you are happy, most of the time you are happy, that means this much sadhana you have done. Because the problems and the difficulties everyone will face. everyone will have equal difficulties, equally they will face the problems, but how much we can be happy in adverse situations also, that defines how much Gita we are living in our life. So if you start reading Bhagavad Gita slowly, we should try to be happy. Always happy, even the things are not according to us, but still we should try to be happy, because once someone told me, you should assume that wherever you are, you should be there only, because God has decided that you are reading Gita, God has sent you here, or God has decided everything. So now if he is saying that you should be here reading Gita, then there would be no other question. So what wherever we are on the right place, and we should always give our 100% there with 100% happiness. So happiness, manaf prasadaha, the happiness of mind is very important. People think that this is very small thing, why Bhagwan is writing as a manaf prasada, as a tap. But if you see the entire day, you get so many problems and your happiness will go away. So we have to try that our happiness should be always with us. It shouldn't go away anywhere. Manaf prasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshud. So manaf prasada and then saumyatvam. We should be soft to all. Saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha. Maunam. We should not speak much. Now, why it is called the manaf prasadam at the level of mind? So speaking doesn't mean the vaikhari vani which we are speaking from our mouth. Also, we sometimes we are speaking in our mind. Every time we are silent, our mouth is not working, but still we are speaking in our mind. So that also we should avoid. So maunam we should do the maunam. And then atma vinigraha, controlling all your sense organs, controlling your mind is atma vinigraha. Bhava samshuddhi tapomanasa uchyate. So once you are getting control over your mind, control over your thoughts, then the bhava samshuddhi, your mind will be getting purified, because there would be no evil things. So your mind will get purified. So manaf bhava samshuddhi tapo manasam uchyate. These called are the manas tapa at the level of mind. And then Shraddhaya Paraya Taptan Tapastat Trividhanaraihi Afalakanshibhiryuktai Satvikam Parichakshate. Here Bhagwan is saying Afalakanshibhiryagyo. Sorry, Shraddhaya Paraya Taptan Tapastat Trividhanaraihi Afala. Now the Bhagwan is telling about the Satvik tapas. I've told that we have three types of tapas: Sharirik, Manasik, and the speech level, Vachik tapa, and then we have Satvik, Rajasik, and Tamasic tapa. So total we will have 9 types of tapa. Now Satvik tapas, what is that? So Shraddhaya Paraya tapam, with the param Shraddha, with the faith. If someone is doing all 3 types of tapa, Sharik, Mansing, and Vachik, Aphalakankshibhiryuktai. Also, with the Shraddha and without seeking its consequence, without seeking its result, he is just performing as a duty. That is called Satvik Tapas. So it will become your Satvik Tapas. But Satkaramana Pujarthan Tapodambhena Chaivayat Kriyate Tadiha Proktam Rajasanchalam Adhruvam Satkar Mana Pujartham. I am performing some tapas. I am doing ekadashi. Just that people will consider me as dharmic. They will give me respect, satkar, man, and pujartham. Maybe with the time I will do so much tapas, different types of tapas. I will go to Himalaya. I will live some time, and I will do so much tapas, sadhana, and then people will recognize me. They will start worshipping me. So if we have these things in our mind, that becomes your Rajasic tapas. And tapo dambhena chayvaya, dambhen, dikhavati. If we are doing something to show others, that is your Rajasic tapas. Kriyate tadiha proktam rajasanchalam adhruvam. So if we are performing these types of tapas, that is called your Rajasic tapas. And we should avoid that. मूढग्राहेणात्मनो यत् पीडया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्सादनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् मूढग्राहेणात्मनो यत् पीडया क्रियते तपः. So one is we are just doing tapas because we have taken some pledge. We are trying to do show off in front of others. So mudha grahe, we don't have any good purpose behind our tapas. We don't have anything good, a good motive behind our tapas. We are just performing mudha grahe. So we have to 5 stages described in the Yoga Shastra. Mood stage. Mood is the stage where we don't know what is right, what is wrong. We become completely blank, empty. We are in darkness. So at that level, if we are doing tapas, that is your tamasic tapas, because you don't have any purpose. You are just doing because maybe you are trying to harm other people, and to harm other people you want some kind of shakti power, and to get that power you are doing tapas. So that is your mood. You are agyani, you are in illusion, and if you are performing then tapas, that tapas is not considered as a good, it is tamasic tapas. Pidaya kriyate tapaha. Pidaya kriyate tapaha. If you are like we have seen previously also karshayanta sharirastham in previous shlokas. So if we are harming our body, pidhaya means you are harming your body and you are performing tapas. Because this bodies are also a gift given by Bhagwan. How can you harm this body? If your body is not able to tolerate with some kind of tapas, then you should avoid that. If you have some, you require, your body really required something and you are not giving to that food to your body, then your tapas will be wrong. That is tamasic tapas. So you should not suppress anything, your body, your indriya, your mind. You should never suppress anything. You should try to do abhyas. Little difficulty you can face. You face little difficulty, but don't face much difficulty. So parasyotsadanartham parasya utsadanartham, maybe to harm other people if you are performing tapas. Tapas, that is your tamasic tapas. So like we have seen Drupad has performed yajna, and maybe he had done some tapas also. So that tapas, he is wanting a son who can kill the Dronacharya. He's trying to harm Dronacharya and he is performing something that is tamasic. Parasyotsadanartham va tattamasamudaritam, and that is called your tamasic tapas. And now we will see 3 types of dan. So dan is very important factor again in our Indian culture. Every time we always appreciate the people who are giving dan. So even Karna is very, very wrong character or the villain character we can see in Mahabharat, and even in Vyas only, the person who told all the Mahabharat to Ganeshji, and Ganeshji wrote the Mahabharat. So Vyas is in beginning, he is using the shloka where he mentions that Karna is also the villain. So he tells the list of heroes of Mahabharata, the list of the villains of Mahabharata, and in that list he mentions Karna's name. So Karna is the villain of Mahabharata, but still whenever there is we are talking about Dan, we always remember him. So Dan is very important factor in our Indian culture. So 3 types of Dan. Datavya. So first we will see Satvik Dan. What is Satvik Dan? Datavyamiti yaddanan diyate nupakarini deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. Whenever we are reading these shlokas, we should try to find out where we are doing what. So we should try to evaluate ourselves only. Sometimes we try to evaluate other people. We are not thinking about ourselves, but we are thinking about other people. So stop doing that. If you are doing, we should always only be focused on us. So where we are doing Satvik Dan, when we are doing Rajasic and Tamasic Dan, we should try to understand. So yeah, Datavyamiti yaddanam, we should give, and that's why we are giving. That is Satvik Dan. So we should giving if someone is not hungry, but still we are doing the food to him. what happens? The food will be wasted. So that kind of dan is not required. Where it is really required, then only we should give the dan. So datavyam iti dayat danam. It should be given. So and also diyate anupakarine. We don't want anything in return. We are not doing upkar to anyone. We are just doing for ourselves. This is my responsibility and I'm doing that. I'm not even we should not have that feeling that I am helping anyone. I am not helping anyone because who I am to help anyone, because Bhagwan has created everything. He will help. How can I help to anyone? Because I also don't have anything in my hand. Bhagwan is giving to me and I am sharing with the people. With this feel, if we are doing anupakarane, I'm not helping anyone. This is given by Bhagwan, so I'm sharing with the people. So adiyate anupakarine. And then deshe kale cha patre cha desh. That should be right place. Now right place means, one is right place means the Kashi, Ayodhya, some teeth should be there. That is one way. And also the right time. Kal means the time. It is Ekadashi, it is Ram Navami, it is all the like in January we have one festival. So all these things, if there is good days, pavitra or the sacred days, then we are doing dan. It is good. And then patra. So there should be batuk, brahman, or some Vedic person who is reciting shlokas. To whom we can give the dan. But in other way, we can see the right place, right time, and right path also means the right place is if we are in the desert. If it is desert, then what we should give as a dan? We should give the water. If we are doing clay or the soil of other country in the desert, then it doesn't make sense. So if it is desert, the place, according to place, we should give the dan. What is required there? And then the right time. So if it is winter, then we cannot distribute ice cream to the children. So that is wrong done. So that should be right. So Kal, we have to see the time, at what time, what done we are doing. And then Patra, to whom we are giving our money or whatever we are giving. If we are giving money to someone who will waste, or as I told, if someone is not hungry and we are giving food, so then the food is going to be wasted. Now this shouldn't be done. So this kind deshe, kalesha, patrecha, these three things we should always analyze, and then we should give the dan. Deshe kalecha patrecha taddanam satvikam smritam. And that is your satvik dan. If you are doing, if you are giving your dan at the right time, at the right place, and to the right person. Yattu pratyupakarartham phalamuddishya va punaha diyate cha pariklishtan taddanam rajasam smritam. And rajasic dan, pratyupakarartham, when we think that I am doing upakar, I am helping this person, and so after some years this person will give me something back. Phalam uddeshya, we have some phal in our mind, and with this result, with this mindset, we are helping someone. So that is your rajasic dan. So all the relations on the earth, basically they have this tendency. Even a mother who is taking care of a child, she thinks in the old age, when I will be old, this child will take care of me. So always we have this tendency in our mind that if I'm doing something for someone, then this person will also give me back something. So we should, if we are doing with this tendency, that is rajasic dan. See, the Rajasic and Tamasic Dan, when we are talking about the positive things, Dan, Yagya, Tap, then the Rajasic and Tamasic things are not completely wrong. That's why I told you, they will also get their motive fulfilled. So if we are performing Rajasic or Tamasic Dan or Yagya or Tap, whatever we want, it will be fulfilled. The only thing is we will not get the purification of mind. Purification is mind is something which is permanent, and the worldly things which we will get, it will destroy one day. So the things we if we can get something permanent, that would be more beneficial, and slowly we can get that stage to know everything, to become one with the Paramatma. So that stage will come only with the purification of mind. So purification of mind is most important thing, and other things are not important, not at all, because it is going to destroy one day. So that's why Bhagwan is saying yattu pratyupakarartham, the rajasic dhan, if we are doing, we will get fruit, we will get our motives fulfilled, but still it is not considered that good as sattvic dhan or sattvic yajna. So yattu pratyupakarartham phalamuddishya va punah, and then diyate cha pariklishtam, diyate cha pariklishtam. We have little clash in our mind. We don't want to give this thing to someone, but still there is pressure of society, maybe pressure of my parents, or maybe pressure of someone, and that's why we are giving some dan. But internally we are feeling very bad giving the thing to someone. That is your rajasic dan. दीयते च परिक्लिष्टं तद्दानं राजसंस्मृतम्. And then we have अदेशकाले यद्दानं दीयते अदेशकाले यद्दानं अपात्रेभ्यश्च दीयते असत्कृतमवज्ञातं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. अदेशकाले यद्दानं, just opposite to the sattvic. At the wrong place, to the wrong person, at the wrong time, if we are doing some dan, that is your tamasic dan. And asat kritam avagyatam, we are insulting someone while giving dan. So sometimes people are coming to our door, they are knocking, and we are giving some money or something to eat, but at the same time we are insulting them. So that is your tamasic dan, and we should avoid that. So asat kritam avagyatam tat tamasam udaritam. So that is called your tamasic dan. Now the next topic will start. So here Bhagwan will tell about the Om Tat Sat. We have seen these three names always come in the Pushpika also. The last part, the prose part of the 17th chapter, any chapter, it is called Pushpika. It gives the entire introduction of the chapter. Om Tat Sat, it is Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and all. So the three names we have, the name of Paramatma, Om, Tat and Sat. What is Om? Om Tat Saditi Nirdesho Brahmanastividha Smritaha Brahmanasena Vedascha Yagyascha Vihitah Pura. Om, Tat and Sat. These three are the indicators of the Brahman, indicators of the Paramatma. Like I have some indicator, the name, the title. Similarly, Paramatma, we have the indicators, we have the names. Similarly, Paramatma has some indicator, that is Om, Tat and Sat. These three. Brahmanastena Vedascha Yagyascha Vihitah Pura. So, and by this Paramatma only, in the beginning of the Srishti, in the beginning of the universe, these things were created. Which things? Brahman, Yajna and Ved. We have four Vedas, Rig Ved, Yajurved, Atharvaved and Samved. All these things were created by the Paramatma, and that Paramatma is indicated by these three words, Om Tat Sat. What is Om? So the things which are manifested around us, these things are Om. So we can also say which can be perceived by our Indriya sense organs, that is Om. What is Tat? Tat is something like Akash, sky. We cannot touch it, we cannot see it, but still it has name. So the things which has name, which has some indications, we can still understand our mind. That is Tat. So Akash and all these things which have name, etc. That is Tat. And what is Sat? Sat is beyond to the name and all these things. Name, Naam, Roop. It is beyond to all these shape, name, etc. We cannot even experience the Sat. Sat is Trikala Avadhyatvam Satyatvam. It was there, it is there, it will be there always. And it is only that entity which will remain always. And everything else will be destroyed. So Sat is something that. So O tasmadomityudahritya yajnana tapakriyaha pravartante vidhanokta satatam brahmavadinam. Tasmat Om iti udahritya. That's why after saying Om, after uttering Om, Yajna, Dana, Tapah, Yajna, Dan, and Tap, these three things, all these sacred things were done by the Brahmanas and the people who know the Brahmavadinam, the people who know the Brahma, they were doing all these Yajna, Dana, Tapah, Kriya after reciting Om. So every time in Vedic chanting, you see every time the mantras will start with the Om, title Om. Pravartante vidhanoksa satatam brahmavadinam. So they start everything with Om. Tadityanavisandhaya phalam yagyatapakriyaha danakriyascha vividha kriyante mokshakankshibhi. So that is all the things which has name and shape, that is tap, tat. So we can indicate all those things with the tat. So Om Tat Sat. Everything is the Paramatma. So the things which we are seeing with the eye, which we are experiencing around us, that is Om, that is also Sat, that is also Paramatma. The things which has name only, we cannot experience much, that is also Paramatma. And the things which we cannot experience, only existence, that is also Paramatma. So tad ityanabhisandhaya phalam. Tad iti anabhisandhaya phalam. Without wanting phal. Tat yajna dan tapakriya dana kriyasha vividhaha kriyante moksha kankshiti. So all these dan, yajna, tap, all these things were done, and without seeking its phal, without seeking its phal. So tat is the name of that Paramatma. And when we have this feeling, without seeking its fruit, we are performing the karma, that is your tat. So with this bhav, this feeling is your tat. And then sadbhave sadhubhave cha sadityetat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha sadhabda partha yujyate. Whenever there is goodness, sadbhave sadhubhave, kindness, and sadityetat prayujyate, always the sat word will be used. We cannot experience it, but in goodness, in truthfulness, every time, in all the good, whenever we have good facts around us, then the sat will always come. Prashaste karmani tatha, good karma. Whenever there are good karma, holy karma, sacred karma, sat shabda partha yujyate, we use the word sat. So whenever you have good things around you, people use sat. In Vedic Vedas also we have sat. And then yajye tapasi dane cha sthiti saditi uchyate karma chaiva tadarthiyam sadityeva vidhiyate. So yajna, dan, and tap. So when the person is performing with the steady mind, that sthiti, the stage, that is also called the sat. So sat we cannot experience. It is the sthiti. It is the person's stage, the mind is mental stage. Karma chaiva tadarthiyam. When we are doing karma for tad arthiyam, for Paramatma, tad is Paramatma. So that bhav is also called sat. Ashraddhaya hutan dattan tapastaptan kritan chayat asadityuchyate partha nachatatretya no iha. Ashraddhaya, if we are doing something without faith, what we are doing, yajna, dan, and tap. Hutam, we are doing hutam, is tap. Yajna, dattam, we are doing giving something. Tapastaptam, we are doing some tap. And without shraddha, then it will become your asat. It will become asat, not sat, asat. That means it will be wasted. So na partha na tat pretya no iha, na cha tat pretya no iha. So you will not get anything out of it here, also in other lokas also. After mrityu also, if you are going other lokas, then also your dan, your yajna, your tap will not give you anything in return, because you are doing without faith. So shraddha is very important. Now we'll see the Pushpika. Om Tat Sat iti Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Saptadashodhyayah. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Krishna. Sudha Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. That was indeed a very enlightened session of Kavita Didi. It is very good, Didi, and we are very happy because it was a very easy and very casual way you explained the importance of chapter 17, the yoga of differentiating threefold faith. We are grateful to you, Kavita Didi, for giving us a glimpse of how our actions are determined by the nature of our faith and telling us to engage in sattvic varieties, since that alone is conducive to spiritual development. I would like to once again remind everyone about the upcoming Geeta Sevi program, which is on 30th June, 8:30 p.m. So requesting all to please come forward to become a Geeta Sevi and try to give your divine seva. More updated information you will find in your respective groups. Now it is time for the question answer session. So I request all those who want to ask questions to please raise their hands, switch on their cameras, and please wait for their turn.
We have respected Ashu Bhaiya with us for
Oh,
the
yeah.
session. So
Yes, yes. It is a privilege to welcome Dr. Ashuji Vice President of Geeta Pariwar for the question answer session. Everybody knows Ashu Bhaiya. He has been very much instrumental in the growth of the online Geeta class. Bhaiya clears the doubts of all the sadhaks. He is a friend, philosopher, and guide to all of us. So welcome, Bhaiya.
Ashu Bhaiya is
Yeah.
program coordinator, program director of Learngeeta and international working president of Geeta Pariwar. So we welcome Ashu Bhaiya for the question answer session.
We can take the questions.
Narsimha ji.
Jai Sri Krishna. Unfortunately, last week I could not attend the 17th chapter half of the interpretation and explanation. These sessions are recorded and I could access them somewhere. Ji?
Yeah, you can listen the old Vivechans from vivechan.learngeeta.com.
Where are they?
But I will send the URL.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
vivechan.learngeeta.com.
Okay. Jai Sri Krishna.
Achyutanandji.
Jai Krishna, Shri Krishna, Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna.
When it comes to Dhanam is very important and it is commonly understood in our society compared to the Yagya and all, which becomes a little less popular word, but the Dan is very common and everybody wants to perform Dan. But then here in the Gita, clearly it has mentioned that Sattvic Dan is the Dan which is given only to the person who needs it only at the right time, right place. So those things are there. Now, how to determine those things? That's very difficult in real life society, because when
It is not that Sattvic Dhan is only for the right people at the right time at the right place. It is not like that. It is your Dhan becomes more Sattvika when you consider and you give a thought that if it is the right person, if it is the right time, or if it is the right condition. So it is about the determining. There cannot be any 100% or 0% thing. It is all the shades of gray. So when you are doing something, you need to give some thought that I am not doing giving money to anyone is done. No, not like that. Geeta wants you to be attentive. It is not that you are giving any money to any people and it will be a good dan for you. Geeta tells us what is the perfect way or what is the good way to think. So we should decide that if this person is actually needed, or this is the condition to offer him the dan, or if it is the place, like it was the corona and these laborers, they were running away from the cities to their houses in the villages, and they were going with any media and they had no money, and everyone in Bharat, except Bharat, every country faced people dying from hunger due to corona. Even they were wealthy enough. But in Bharat, we didn't see any person die in corona due to hunger. Why? Everybody was on the roads with some food. That nobody should be hungry. Nobody should be die from the hunger. So it was the right time. It was the right place. It was the right people to donate with. So when we decide something to do, when you are going to the tirtha, it is the perfect place to do the dana. When there is a certain time, there is a flood, there is a certain conditions, it is the right time to do the dana. So when you decide and when you do it thoughtfully, then your dan become sattvika. Then Lord Krishna told in what about Rajas? He says, when you don't do it with the thoughts, you do it for the pleasure. You do it for your food. You do it for something in return. I will donate in some temple, so I will be close to trustees and I will get the admissions very easily, and I will always enjoy the privileges of the temple. So now you are doing this dan. It is dan. Lord Krishna doesn't say you should not do it. You should do it, but it is the Rajas category of dan. It is not the Sattvic category, because you are expecting something in return and you are doing it for pleasure more than your duties. And third is tamas. You are not doing it for pleasure. You are not doing it for any duty. You are just doing it. If somebody is asking you, you are throwing it away. Hey, take it, go. You are disregarding any person. You are insulting him. You are giving but insulting. You are giving but giving the bad things. You are giving the torn cloths to anyone. It becomes tamasic dana. So when you are doing something with a negative mindset, it becomes tamasic dana. When you do it with something in return thoughts, then it becomes a rajasic dana. And when you do it for your duties, it is my duty. The Lord blessed us in the category where we can distribute. I have more than I need, then I should distribute. It is my duty to distribute. Then it becomes sattvika.
A lot well described. Only thing comes in mind during like rituals of Upanayan Sanskar or suppose the Shraddha Karma, some dan is being performed as per the Shastra Vidhan. And there what happens, no, the person, there are designated persons only in the society who take these dance. And they take dan like they take pots and other things and they sell it. It is seen in the society, they sell it and then they take money and I don't know what they do.
If you cannot find the right person for those things, consider it rajasic dana.
Okay, got it. But it has to be done, no? This is possibly it has to be.
I'll tell you one more aspect of it. Why it happens? Why we don't find the right person for these karmas? Because we don't indulge ourselves in the sattvic activities throughout a year. Only when this certain event comes, then we go to certain brahmanas, and when we go on only when we need to do those brahmanas, then we find the only category of those brahmanas who are needy for greedy for that. If we want that real Brahmins should accept us or we should be connected to them, then we should do their seva without our need also, without any event also. When we are connected throughout the year with some good Brahmins, then they come us to help us and accept us for these karmas also. But normally, when there is only occasion, then we call someone, we ask, is there any Brahman? I have a certain occasion tomorrow or day after, and I need some Brahmins to take the dana. Then what category we are expecting to have? We are not expecting the very high level of Agnihotri and Vedapati Brahman there. When we expect that, then we should do their seva throughout the year.
Yes. Thank you, got it. Very
Megan Bhai.
Jai Shri Krishna, Asubiya. I just want further clarification Om Tat Sat का प्रयोग का डिटेल में समझाइए जरा.
Om is this alphabet Om is different thing. It is a one expression of that Om. It is not Om. Om is beyond that character. It is a Aksharam Brahma. It is a complete expression of Brahma. Then we want to define all the Nirakar and Sakar Paramatma in one symbol, in one word, in one Akshar. It is Om. And Om is the complete. Nobody can deny it. All the Veda mantras start from Om only. And Om, it has three. A, U, Mo. That is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. and Halant is Turyavastha. So this all category, it is taking us to the whole, that is taking us to that supreme almighty, which is beyond any explanation, which is beyond the understanding, which is beyond the capability of this mind. So Om is now we have so many studies like that. If you hear the sound of sun, it is Om. If you hear the sound of space, it is Om. That is all the stories also. But it is the thing that if anything happens inside you, and if anything happens beyond everything we can experience, it is Om only. So Om is the complete expression of that Almighty. It is a first and complete.
Yeah. Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat. Tat
Yeah.
is He. Sat, that's Sattva. That's Sattvic.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Another,
He's asking something else. Please unmute, sir. Magan bhai.
Yeah.
You need to unmute, yes.
yeah. Another question was there. It's not related to this particular chapter, but some other chapter. That was what is Adiyagna, Adhyatma, and Adibhut?
Then you need to listen the 8th chapter Vivechan, because it is something in detail. You need to listen. In 7th chapter, last shloka, Krishna told these words. So Arjuna asked these 8 questions to Krishna in chapter 8, shloka 1, that what is Adibhut, what is Adhyatma, and Krishna explained it very well there. So I tell you as a hint here, but for a complete explanation, you should listen to the chapter 8 Vivechan, because it is some long explanation there.
Okay.
Let me tell you in the short. So Krishna says that this Jivatma, it is Adhyatma, Adhyatma. This Jivatma, it is Adhyatma, Adhyatma. Then Karma is when we think something
Okay.
and we convert this thought from thought to the actions. Krishna says that Tyaga called karma.
Right.
From
Yeah.
to action. This process called karma. Then he says, all the things, materialistic thing and everything you can see and imagine, it is Adibhuta.
Adibhut.
Then the base of all these creations, that Brahma, not Brahma, we call it Brahma Devata, na? Brahma, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, that Brahma, that is Hiranyamaya Purush, that is Adidaiva.
Adidai. Okay.
And Adiyagya, Krishna says, it is me, that Parabrahm is Adiyagya.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Junagadda Bhaskarji.
Ashubhaya, Jai Krishna. This is a wonderful session, Vivechan session. And Didi has very well explained where we have to apply. I think in every life, Sattvic, Rasik, Tamasic, all these things, these are really checkpoints. I think last L1 and L2, we have been learning slokas. Now, with this one, you also started how to live. Means this is a real living. Whatever Tapa, Jnana, Yajna, Dan, I think we should do with these things in mind, Tapasik, Rasik, Sattvic.
That is
Very
true.
much. I'm very thankful to you. Only as a Thanksgiving, I have come in this.
Okay.
Very good. Thank
The 16th and 17th chapter is all about the life, Gita in the life. Pushpaji, she is not here, I think. Murliji.
Namaste, Bhaiya. These adhyayas are so important that we can inculcate something we learn into our life.
Right.
But yet there are so much of dvandva going on, right? I mean, for example, Didi gave a very good explanation, but Karna is considered not holy. Why is that? Karna got into that position where he was pushed into that position, right? But
No,
yet he,
that was not pushed. He willingly did it. Why he was pushed?
because he was not accepted by the by other side, right? So that's why he had to go to
No, it is not true. Krishna offered him that you are the big brother of Pandavas, come here. He neglected, no, I will be with Duryodhana only.
Yeah, but by then Karna knew that he had been given up, right?
No,
So-
he was not given up like that. Nobody is given up in the life for good and bad. Everybody chooses their path. He chooses Duryodhana because he was greedy, because he wanted to rise high in a short time. And that's why he took the shortcuts. He took the wrong path. He knew that Duryodhana is not a good person, but he chose his friendship to rise high. Duryodhana chosen him because Duryodhana think that this Karna can be a good support for me against Pandavas. So they both have this selfishness for their friendship.
Yeah, in a way, I agree there, Baya. But I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But when he had no place to go, Duryodhana offered him refuge, right?
Any mafia or any criminal, he will have the similar story.
That is true.
Not all the person who are given up or had something negative in life becomes criminal and mafias.
Okay.
It is always a choice that you give up your life for the bad or good.
Oh, that's a very good explanation. Yes. Thank you, Baya. Thank you very much.
Malayaji.
Bhayaji, Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
Thank you for such a wonderful session. I actually could not understand that true meaning of shlokas 23, 24, 25, Om Tat Sat, and its application in the real life. Maybe it was the fag end of the session and Didi was going a bit...
Actually, these shlokas are very high level shlokas. And these are the Jnana Marga shlokas and very high level of understanding it needs. So it is not your fault or it is not the Kavita's fault. See, Krishna tells a very different topic here, and he wants to magnify the importance of Om. And he says, Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho brahmana trivita smritaha. Om Tat Sat. These three words is the true indication for that Parabrahm, that supreme power, that Almighty. And with this Om only, all the Puranas, all the Vedas, all the ancient scriptures are defined or they get abbreviated from Om only. Now, he said, all the rituals and all the things we do with the Ved mantras and all the yajnas, all the dana, we do with the Om because it indicates that supreme power. So we are doing everything in the regard of that supreme. So Om is the complete expression of that Almighty. That is indication. He, if I am a Sakar Bhagat, and I am my East is Narayana, then for me that is Narayana. If I pray to Shiva, that is Shiva. If I pray to Ram, that is Ram. If I pray to Nirakar, that is Nirakar. So Tat is personal for me. Om is a whole, that is personalized for me. What form I like. And Sat is again an indication of whoever I like. It doesn't mean that with Tat I can indicate to anyone. I have to indicate that Sat. That should be a representation of that. It doesn't mean that with I can indicate to anyone or I can say anything is my, that Ist should belong to that Sat. So that Sat means which is eternal, which doesn't change, which doesn't affect with the time, with the things, with the conditions. It doesn't get changed. That is Akshara, that is Sat. So that Om Tat Sat. That's why when we complete Bhagavad-Gītā, Vedavyas Bhagavan gave us Om Tat Sat iti Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. So when we read these adhyayas, we chant these adhyayas, And when we says this Pushpika, Om Tat Sat iti Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Now, if we did any mistake, if we were not attentive enough and we did some mistakes in everything, we were not knowing or we were not attentive, whatever reason, by saying this Om Tat Sat, all the mistakes we did, that covers under Om Tat Sat. So that is why if you will listen to the Jnanamargi saints, they always close their vivachans or their satsangs or their pravachans with Om Tat Sat. So when they say Om Tat Sat, it means now I complete all the shortcomings with this whole, with this complete expression of that Parabrahma, Om Tat Sat. So it is a ancient expression for completing any rituals, any vivachan, any satsanga, any pravachana, any chanting. So when we say Om Tat Sat, if we did some mistake, that is forgiven and that is covered under that Supreme Almighty.
So how is this Om Tat Sat related to Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic?
It is not there. It is not about Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas.
Okay.
There is no Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas in it. If you will listen to my 17th chapter Vivachan, I explained some part of it as a Sattvic, Tamas, Rajas also. But that is extra understanding of it. Directly, it is not connected to Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas. Okay.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
This chapter is not about Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas. It is Shraddha Traya. What is 3 types of Shraddha? So Lord Krishna wants to state your most important Shraddha, where it should be known. That is about Shraddha. Pushpa ji, please unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna, sir. I wanted to ask the same question, so that's why I muted myself. The same Om Tat Sat, the difference and the explanation. Thank you.
Chitra ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया आई हैव 2 क्वेश्चंस हैं एक तो ये उच्छिष्टमपि इसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करिए क्या क्या उसमें आए लेफ्ट ओवर ओके व्हाट अबाउट झूठा
that is also uchishta leftover
okay can you further explain क्योंकि इसमें लोग कहते हैं ये झूठा है इसे नहीं हम ऑफर कर सकते ये नहीं कर सकते ये किसी ने खा लिया वो नहीं रखना So can you explain little bit on this?
ऐसा है हमारे यहाँ सब पदार्थों को अन्न को ब्रह्म का स्वरूप माना गया अन्नम ब्रह्म तो उस ब्रह्म को झूठा नहीं किया सकता उसको अपवित्र नहीं किया सकता और वो जब तक पवित्र है तब तक वो ग्राही है क्योंकि ये शरीर भी अधिष्ठान है ओम ब्रह्मार्पणम ब्रह्मविद ब्रह्माग्नि ब्रह्माहुतम ब्रह्मविद गंतव्यम ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना so this body is also considered as a form of Brahma. So when we eat the food, we give ahuti of Brahma to inside Brahma. So it should be sacred enough. It should be pure enough. It should be pavitra enough. So if we are doing this food as a taste item and we are not considering it as a Brahma, that's what is indicated as tamas. So when there is a food and we cook the food, we take it to the God for bhoga. He doesn't eat it physically. We just take it there. We pray. We ring some bell and we request and we pray to God. Please consider it as your food. And after some time, we take the plate back, the same as it was offered, and now we consider it as a prasad. And then we mix it in all the food and we serve it all to all our family. So what makes this thing happen? That all the food was made, it has become sacred now. Now this sacred food, if anybody is consuming and he is leaving leftover, and other person is consuming, now it is no more sacred for him. So it is leftover. It is uchista. So if someone leftover and I eat, it is uchist for me. If something is leftover in morning and I consume it again in the evening, and again it is a leftover. So uchista जो एक बार छोड़ दिया और दोबारा उसको फिर से लेकर हम बैठ गए हमारे यहाँ भोजन करते समय एक बार बैठे तो उसको पूरा करके उठना, थोड़ी देर थोड़ा खाया फिर घूम के आ गए, फिर थोड़ा खाया फिर घूम के आ गए, ऐसा नहीं चलता। भोजन करने बैठे आलती पालती मारकर आचमन करके भोजन किया, फिर उसकी पूरी विधि करके फिर पूरा उसको आरोप कर तभी उठना, ऐसा विधि। अब वो बीच में कुछ भी किया तो वो लेफ्ट ओवर हो गया।
One question here. जैसे खाते वक्त ठीक है बीच में उठ गए, बट इफ वन प्रिपेयर्स अ लॉट ऑफ प्रसाद, सबको बांट दिया, still there are some left over, what that would be called, and that has to be distributed or we have to take it?
नहीं 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 नहीं, जब जब तक वो भोजन बांटने के योग्य है तब तक वो लेफ्ट ओवर नहीं है। लेफ्ट ओवर मीन्स किसी को दे दिया, अब उसने उसको छोड़ दिया। जब तक आपने किसी को दिया ही नहीं तब तक वो छोटा हुआ नहीं, तब तक वो रसोई में।
ठीक है। And number 2 here, for example, sometimes we cook in the morning and for both the times, morning and evening. Then we are taking it in the evening. Is it leftover? Is it wrong?
ये रॉन्ग नहीं है, ये थोड़ी कम अच्छी बात है। ये थोड़ी कम अच्छी 2 नंबर की बात है। उत्तम बात क्या हुई कि हम समय बनाए उसी समय उसको ताजा खाएं, और 2 नंबर की बात हो गई कि हमने एक बार बनाया फिर फ्रिज में रख दिया, फिर निकाला, गर्म किया, खाया। अब इस पदार्थ में ना तो उस प्रकार की पौष्टिकता बची, ना उस प्रकार की सात्विकता बची। अब ये भोजन राजस और तामस हो गया, सात्विक नहीं रहा।
सात्विक नहीं रहा, बट अदरवाइज बाकी सब जगह में वी ट्राई टू बी गुड, एंड यहाँ पे बिकॉज वी डोंट वांट टू कुक ट्वाइस, दूसरी बार करना है तो फिर से बर्तन धोने पड़ेंगे, ये करने पड़ेंगे, इसलिए वही खाना
देखो, हम कर्तव्य में आलस करेंगे हमारा तो सात्विक से राजस हो जाएगा।
ओके, वो उसी में आएगा। ठीक है।
कर्तव्य में मैंने ढील करी, कर्तव्य में ढील कर सात्विक कर्म राजस कर्म हो गया।
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। और इसमें एक और क्वेश्चन पूछना था, जैसे सात्विक राजसिक तामस कुछ भी एक्सपेक्ट किए बगैर करना चाहिए करके बोलते हैं, तो टेक द केस ऑफ पॉलिटिशियंस, दे कम टू अस एंड आस्क फॉर वोट ओनली विद द पर्पस टू गेटिंग इनटू द पावर, whether they do or not, that is nothing. There may be good and bad, all types of politicians. So what उसको हम कैसे सात्विक रजस तमस में करेंगे?
जैसे सिंपल, जो भी बदले में किसी आशा से किया जाता है वो सारे कर्म राजस कर्म होते हैं। माँ पुत्र को अच्छी तरह पाले कि बड़ा होकर ये मेरी सेवा करेगा, आपकी सेवा, माँ का प्रेम भी वो राजस है। ध्यान में, पोजीशन की बात नहीं, माँ भी पुत्र को इसलिए बड़ा करती है कि बड़ा होकर ये मेरी सेवा करेगा, तो राजस हो गई वो सेवा।
So to be sattvic is very difficult.
Not very difficult. When you do something with a duty feeling, मेरा कर्तव्य है मैं करूं, मुझे बदले में कुछ नहीं चाहिए, तुम बदले में कुछ मेरे साथ अच्छा व्यवहार करोगे या नहीं करोगे, it doesn't matter for me. I am doing it because it is my duty, not because I expect something in return. I am expecting, then it becomes rajas. If I am not expecting, it becomes sattvika.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think all the questions are here.
Yeah. I thank our respected Ashok Ji Bhaiya and Kavita Didi for an enlightened and motivational session, and our heartfelt gratitude to Bhaiya for taking an effort to clear the doubts of all our sadhaks with patience and dedication. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Srinivas Golakoti ji, Anshuman Saini ji, and all those who has been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making this session a grand success. And last but not the least, may I take this opportunity to thank you all, my dear Geeta devotees, for attending this spiritual session. Your support and presence created a vibrant atmosphere that will be cherished. Please do continue your Geeta sadhana and attend these sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. May I request?
One more question is there, so we should take it. Satyanarayan ji.
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna ji. We are very happy the sadhana sessions we are attending, and we are improving whether directly or indirectly we are improving ourselves. We are understanding and improving. Many times we will not knowing what is correct, what is not. We are very happy now. One doubt I am in here. Sometimes we give dawn to somebody in terms of money or something like that, thinking it's a right person, right thing to do. But so happens that person will use it for his wrong pleasure. What happens at that time?
If you did all the precautions and you have did it all with all the carefulness, then if he misuses it, doesn't goes back to you. But if you didn't give a well thought effort, or you are not attentive to think enough or to investigate enough that if he is going to utilize it for good or bad, then it becomes Rajasa.
We will not be knowing because we go somewhere else and we will think that it's the way he talks, the ways and everything. We will give it as it is, hoping that it goes for a right person.
Before giving, because we are human and we are blessed with the viveka, so we should use our viveka that this is the right person and he is actually needy and I should help him in the way that he get benefited or he come out of the condition he is in right now. So we should be wisely think about it, and we should use our wisdom, viveka, to decide whether it is true or not. And if we investigate well and we thought well and we decided with the wisdom, then also somebody cheated, then it is on his part. I should not be worried. And then we should not worry about it.
Thank you.
Now I request Haimavati SG from Bangalore, who is a retired bank officer, to recite the Samapan Prarthana. Before we end the session, Didi has joined Geeta Pariwar in July 2023. Didi is a L4 Sadhaka giving seva as a technical assistant for L1 batches. Please welcome Haimavati Didi. Yes, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Rajapriyam Dharma Samstapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Thank you, Didi, for the sweet rendition. Before we call it a day, let us all recite Hanuman Chalisa. I request you all to be present for the recital. Bhaiya, please.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखि रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Thank you all for being present for the Hanuman Chalisa recital. May the knowledge gained today make our life more fulfilling and meaningful. We shall see you back on another enlightening session next week. Till then,